This is Fieldsports Channel News. The battle over hunting tourism in the English Parliament is hotting up. While Lord Zac Goldsmith strengthens his commitment to ban trophy imports and end vital wildlife conservation projects with a series of newspaper articles slamming hunting, the committee of MPs that holds his government department to account is launching its own trophy imports consultation. The EFRA committee, chaired by Neil Parish MP, wants the answers to questions such as: will the government's proposal on the exports and imports of hunting trophies effectively support the conservation of endangered species? Should there be different rules for the trade in animal trophies depending on the setting in which the animal was hunted? There's a link to the consultation in the description below, and Charlie looks at some of those newspaper articles later in this show. The Gardener's Gun Range at Eskdale Muir in Scotland is under attack from the Eurythmics. Singer Annie Lennox is supporting a petition asking the Scottish Government to ban firearms and artillery around places of spiritual significance or religious worship. The petition is the idea of Ayrshire GP Dr. Conrad Harvey, who uses the centre. It has attracted more than 10,000 online signatures and is now under consideration by the Scottish Parliament. There is now a counter-petition on the change.org website to help the Eskdale Muir range. The headline screamed, "Peterborough protest over city hunting festival." However, it turns out that only 3 people turned up to protest, one of them dressed as a fox and one of them a child. The Peterborough Telegraph says that residents are protesting against the Festival of Hunting, the Peterborough Hound Show, which takes place at the showground on the 21st of July 2021. Local journalist Joel Lammy does not say how few residents bothered to show up. RSPB scientists have come up with some of their most hilarious figures yet. A new report from the bird charity says that nature restoration could generate £6.4 billion a year. It says the money will come from recreation, as well as carbon storage and air quality improvements. One of the RSPB's previous wild claims about tourism is that the sea eagles on Mull support the equivalent of 110 full-time jobs, even though there's only one eagle watching outfit on Mull and it doesn't take credit cards. The RSPB remains silent on the £2 billion that shooting contributes to the UK economy each year. A hospital in Essex has come under fire for using a hawk to scare off feral pigeons. After Southend Hospital faced criticism for trapping and killing pigeons, it hired what it calls a well-trained hawk. A group called Southend Animal Rights says members of the public have witnessed pigeons in distress after being chased off by the hawk and falconer. A correction from last week. The RSPCA released this squirrel trapped in a feeder in Cheshire. Under the 2019 Invasive Alien Species Order, release of grey squirrels is illegal. However, viewer Bob Thomas points out that under Section 14 of the 1981 Wildlife and Countryside Act, it is legal for the RSPCA to release the squirrel where they found it, though they're not allowed to release it elsewhere. Thank you, Bob. The new American owners of a Scottish estate plan to ban wildlife management. Christopher and Camille Bentley are believed to have paid £11 million for the 6,000-acre Kildrummy estate in Aberdeenshire. They now plan to rewild the estate, but are likely to fall foul of the Scottish Government's plan to kill off red deer in Aberdeenshire, which they will refuse to allow. With news that Spain is to ban dove hunting for a year, European hunters have come up with a campaign of information. This film from the European Hunting Federation FACE shows how 95% of turtle dove conservation is financed by hunters. It points out that the turtle dove's main problem is loss of habitat, driven by changes to farming practices and not shooting. Spain shoots 900,000 turtle doves a year. According to Antes, the annual hunt of fewer than 5,000 turtle doves on Malta is a threat to the species. One of the oldest ornaments in the world is a hunting trophy. A 51,000-year-old carved fragment of bone unearthed at the mouth of the Unicorn Cave in West Hertz, Germany, may prove that Neanderthals had the capacity and skills to create works of art, scientists say. The bone, believed to have belonged to a deer, was discovered in 2019, and its existence revealed to the wider world this week in a paper published in Nature Ecology and Evolution. A suspected poacher killed in a shootout in the Kruger National Park was found to be wearing unusual shoes. The man was fatally wounded in a contact with guides from a private walking safari concession in the park. His shoes are thought to disguise his poaching activity. Meanwhile in Kenya, 3 men caught with the carcasses of 187 dik-dik antelope have been sentenced to 16 years in prison, each for poaching, and ordered to pay a fine of £15,000 each. And finally, what's this? Viewer and fox shooter Rob Larkman saw it in fields in Somerset. He says he's not seen a red deer with antlers like this. 2 antelopes escaped from Paignton Zoo in recent years, but they are West Caucasian Tur goat antelopes with short horns, and it's more than 50 miles to the Blackdown Hills. Answer in the comments below, please. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stuck in the stories, fishing for facts.